Hi, welcome another week to the digital transformation course inside the Green Youth Employability Program. As you know, we are co-founded by the European Union, and this project is part of the Erasmus Plus programs. Okay. In the previous lesson, we introduced the module 4, which is about interesting skills to develop yourselves in order to be successful into project management or digital transformation roles. In the previous lesson, we also learned about the change management skills. As if you remember, change resistance is one of the typical reactions from the teams where we are deploying new softwares, new solutions, new processes, and also inside the digital transformation is a key uh, pain aspect or aspect to focus on. Another one is the systems thinking, okay, which today we are going to introduce. Okay, so the learning objective for this lesson is to develop a systems thinking approach to better understand drivers and potential relations among events. What's that? What's systems thinking? Right? In the traditional way of thinking, or the most commonly used, aspects follow a linear uh, cause relation approach. Okay, as a cause effect approach. Okay, so we have cause which is directly related to an event or to an effect. Okay? So understanding which is the root cause, we could focus on how to solve that situation by using a standard solution. Okay. And then there is another one which is systems thinking, which is more real to the our world and our organizations and even to the nature, how it's working. Okay, there is not a cause effect direct relation, but every element is interconnected in the different in different ways to other elements which are generating impacts or event related between them. Okay, so it's important in a digital transformation project that some aspects is a complex environment with several stakeholders involved, technologies, people, shareholders, business owners. There are several elements there, and it's interesting to have a holistic approach or a 360 degrees overview of how the system is really interconnected and working. Okay, in order to better understand what I mean, I like to use the Sinefin framework. Okay, which is a framework which helps you to deal with complexity in a today we are facing a VUCA or VANI environment, okay, which means an environment where there is a lot of uncertainty, there is volatility, there is unpredictable consequences, and it's complex. Okay, so which situation would we have? There are four different aspects. Okay, we can have a simple environment. Okay, where there is a cause which is directly causing or provoking an effect. Okay, so it's the simple. Yes, okay, it's we should take best practice, as I told you in the previous slide. Okay, and first sense the situation. Okay, observe it. How is that? Then you categorize it. Okay, so I understand what is happening, I categorize it. So, which is the best practice solution for this well known cause? So, we take that solution and that's it. We execute that. Okay, then we could have a complicated situation. Okay, inside that complicated situation is that it's not just cause effect and best practice. Okay, but it's more difficult to solve. Okay, but there is a methodology, a technique, an algorithm, or someone has done that in the past, and we have a standard solution for that problem. Okay, so the steps would be first to sense the problem, observe it, then analyze it and its roadmaps. Okay, and once we have it, we should respond with a plan based on the good practices. Okay, most of that cases, we should hire an expert or have some expert inside the team in that specific situation. Okay, like logistics, legal aspects, or electrical installations. They are complicated environments, but there are experts that can help and guide us in order to how to solve that situation. Okay, or an architects, engineers, translators, each one in their specific field. Okay, but it's well known the solution if you are an expert. Then we would deal with complexity. Okay, in a complex environment, first it's like proof and error. Okay, it's like we don't have good answers. Okay, we should keep moving and creating the solutions which every state. Okay, so in that case, it's like the scientific method. Okay, to prove, analyze, respond, and iterate. Okay, so first we experiment, evaluate, repeat, repeat again, sense again, and determine next steps depending on the results, and then take action, moving the scenario from the complex to the complicated. Okay, and then the last possible option is the chaos. Okay, so when you are in chaos, you need to act. It's not possible to prove, test, or have some experimentation based on your hypothesis and validate that. No, chaos is let's act. Follow your instinct, okay, your intuition. So start immediately reaching out to the danger zone, okay? And after acting, it's key to continuously sense, check, have metrics, analyze the results, and then based on that results or what's happening, you should move or iterate and take some other actions to respond to the new scenario, which is changing very fast. Okay, it could be like pandemics or like now with the duties and taxes that the Trump government is thinking to implement, to deploy to the European Union companies that are exporting there. Now it's chaos. Okay, in some moment, hopefully soon, it will be a complex environment. Okay, that we should move to a complicated one. But now it's chaos, and it's like we should act, sense, respond, and be as flexible and agile as possible in order to succeed in this chaotic environment. Okay. Well, another aspect about systems thinking, which is a key concept, it's silos. Okay, what's a silo? A silo it's a department or group of people inside an organization or a company or an institution, okay, that work inside the same building in the same company, but they are operating like if they were independent areas. Okay, so now I'm from the finance department. I don't deal or I don't contact with this sales area. Is my manager who eventually will talk with them if needed. Unless the IT team, we are proud of the IT team. and we are working as an inner department or an inner organization inside this one. Okay, this is happening in 80-90% of the companies. It's quite it's business as usual to find it. Okay, but this leads to inefficiencies, sorry, conflicts, some missed opportunities, and what systems thinking about or try to boost is interconnecting areas in a fluid environment where you can reach any person inside your organization, independently of the hierarchical level or the expertise or the area where they are based. And we are focused on a shared vision with the shared objectives and goals in order to boost performance and have a more agile environment where communication is key, and we can merge the expertise and background of several people with the track records and put it together, mixing in order to have an exponential result. Okay, this is key in a digital transformation. Understanding how a company works and moving from a silos to a synergies or to that environment, okay, will enable process optimization, improve results, and deliver better, better results in the digital transformation project. Okay, and also it's key to connect different technologies and the softwares in the different areas in order to have a common database with integrated solutions between them in order to be more productive and have data governance. Okay? We can use some techniques or methodologies in order to draw the interdependencies and the relations between departments, systems, the workforce, and how they interact. Okay, some of them, in order to map a system of how it's works, we can use connected circles where you are, like in the previous slide, you are connecting different people through emails, through messages, through different processes. Okay, so we would use a connected circles. There are causal and effect loop diagrams. Okay, then the iceberg model, where you define the events, the different patterns, the structures, and the mental models. Okay, and you interrelate different people, and then some behavioral time graphs. Okay, would be another technique or another tool that you could use to create diagrams for interdependencies between areas or jobs. Okay. Another key aspect is to identify leverage points and apply quick wins. Okay, what is a leverage point? Okay, a leverage point is something that you can implement or deploy, okay, and can accelerate and foster the results and trust and the adoption. Okay, so the most common leverage points are culture, processes or procedures, incentives. Okay, so I will give you a 10% bonus if you achieve that objective. Okay, or we could implement a cultural free day and some money for you if we achieve that specific goal. Okay, and then a quick win is something that you can implement and deploy fast with a quick result, a visible result. It helps a lot to motivate people when dealing with a 3, 4, 5 years plan. Quick wins are key in order to demonstrate that we are already generating value from day one. Okay. And then there are some challenges, inside the adaptive organizations, and these aspects are key. Okay, so continuous learning, dynamic problem solving, curiosity, creativity, and innovation, and test, act, and iterate.